गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा श्यामा सुंदर, राधा श्यामा सुंदर श्री राधे। जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम, जय वृंदावन धाम। जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय, जय गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। श्री श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुम् उन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथामितं तं सजीवं सवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण। ऊपर बैठ सकते। I welcome all the devotees for the today's evening Bhagavad-Gita class. I offer my humble obeisances unto lotus feet of all the devotees here. Kindly bless me so that we can discuss today's chapter 4 Bhagavad-Gita. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 4. The title of this chapter is Transcendental Knowledge, Divya Gyan. So last week we had discussed the summary of this chapter. Again we will just throw light on how this chapter is divided. So this chapter has 42 shlokas in total, and the whole chapter can be divided according to some group of themes into 5 sections. The first section from Shlok Kramank 1 to 10, text 1 to 10, Krishna speaking about the transcendental knowledge. What is this transcendental knowledge? And from text 11 to 15, Krishna is the source of all path and he is the founder of Varnashram Dharma. Then third section, text number 16 to 24, briefly Krishna is explaining about the karma yoga. And then fourth section, Shlok Kramank 25 to 33, it is transcendental knowledge through yoga. How to connect to the Supreme using this transcendental knowledge as a boat. Then fifth section is essence of transcendental knowledge, the summary of the transcendental knowledge. So we are today in this fifth section, last verse of this fifth section, last but one. And here Krishna is speaking about the essence of this transcendental knowledge. Okay, so we will read today Shloka 41, chapter 4. Kindly recite after me. Yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ, yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ, jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam, jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam, ātma-vantam na karmāṇi, nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya, yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ, jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam, ātma-vantam na karmāṇi, nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya, yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ, jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam, ātma-vantam na karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam ātma-vantam na karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ ātma-vantam na karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam ātma-vantam na karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam ātma-vantam na karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam ātma-vantam na karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. Hare Krishna. Word to word meaning synonyms. Yoga, by devotional service in karma yoga. Sannyasta, one who has renounced. Karmāṇam, the fruits of action. Jnana, by knowledge. Sañchinna, cut. Saṁśayam, doubts. Ātma-vantam, situated in the self. Na, never. Karmāṇi, works. Nibadhnanti, do bind. Dhanam-jaya, O conqueror of riches. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. One who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions, and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. So purport by Srila Prabhupada. One who follows the instruction of Bhagavad-Gita as it is, imparted by the Lord, the personality of Godhead himself, becomes free from all doubts by the grace of transcendental knowledge. He, as a part and parcel of the Lord, in full Krishna consciousness, is already established in self-knowledge. As such, is undoubtedly above bondage to action. So this is a very important verse, and we will just look into this section of the chapter. So there are about 8 to 9 shlokas which speak about so this is the shloka 34 to 42, essence of transcendental knowledge. Now in shloka 34, Krishna has already said, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So one should approach a spiritual master who is in parampara and then submissively serve him, ask him questions. Because he is a realized soul, he can tell you the truth. In parampara, because the parampara is connected with the Supreme Lord. And the knowledge which is coming directly from the Supreme Lord, that's why we should receive this knowledge in the disciplic succession, parampara. Now next he says, having obtained real knowledge from self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such delusion or illusion. For by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine. So Krishna says, by receiving this knowledge, you will start seeing everyone as part and parcel of the Supreme. And next Krishna continues, even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. So this is the most powerful and most important verse in this chapter. Even one is sinful. If he receives that knowledge, you would be able to cross the nescience, this Bhavasagara. The next continues, as a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. So this knowledge of self, body, Atma and Paramatma is like a fire. Just like the fire burns the wood into ashes, similarly, this knowledge, transcendental knowledge, can burn all the reaction of all the karmic reactions to ashes. Next, Krishna continues, in this world there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. And next, a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, if he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. The next, by ignorant and faithful persons who doubt the revealed scripture do not attain God consciousness. They fall down. For the doubting soul there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. So one should have a strong faith in the Supreme and in Bhagavad-Gita. Otherwise he will fall down. Then today's verse, verse number 41, one who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his action, and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. Now Lord is calling Arjuna as Dhanam-jaya. One of the name of Arjuna is Dhanam-jaya. Another name is Gudakesha. Another name is Prutha. Then, so at different time, Lord has called Arjuna with a different name. So we will see what is this Dhanam-jaya little later. So in this essence of transcendental knowledge, one should try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. He should approach humbly, inquire submissively, and serve menially. This is what this chapter tells us, approaching a spiritual master. Then with this transcendental knowledge, you will never fall into such illusion. Arjuna is put into illusion. He is considering Krishna's, more than Krishna, the relatives on the battlefield, like all Bhishma Pitamaha and his co-brothers and his classmates, they are more important than Krishna. So this is because Arjuna is in illusion. He is thinking all the bodily connected, this material world is more important than Krishna. And this happens in everybody's life. Unless we do not connect by yoga with the Supreme, unless we don't know who is Krishna, we consider everything connected to this body is more important. And that makes us to revolve in this material world taking different bodies. And that's the cause of the binding in this material. So as soon as one realizes this knowledge through the spiritual master, he'll be relieved of all bondage. That's what the essence of this section. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. One will come out of the miseries. Then having achieved this knowledge, he quickly attained the supreme spiritual peace. So important this chapter. This transcendental knowledge is so important. The fire of knowledge burns to ashes all the reactions to material activities. And then thus he is not bound by reaction of work. So in Srimad Bhagavatam there are various examples as how one situated in this transcendental knowledge and this devotion, how he has overcome all the miseries in his life. So one of the best example that we will just give me 1 minute. So one example is about Mata Diti and her Pumsavan Vrat. How Lord is so merciful. And anybody, even if he is having a little wish, desire to progress in the spiritual path, the Lord personally helps. There's a very popular verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, and we have heard about the Putana. Aho bakyam stanakalakutam jighamsaya payayadyapi sadhvi lebhe gatim datrivuchitam tatonyam kammadayalum sharanam rajema kammadayalum sharanam rajema. When Uddhavji was sitting on this Yamuna, bank of the Yamuna river, Vidurji approaches him. And Vidurji is inquiring about everybody in Pandava because Vidurji did not participate in the Kurukshetra war. Soon before the Kurukshetra war, he left home, completely detached, and in search of the supreme transcendental knowledge, he left the Duryodhana's kingdom. And when he was going round all the Tirthasthana, holy places, he met Maitreya Rishi. And before that he meets Uddhava. Uddhavji he meets on this bank of Yamuna river. At that time, Lord Krishna has completed all his pastimes and he has gone back to his spiritual abode. And Uddhavji, being very close and the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna, he was in very much shocked situation. So putting his head down, he was just meditating on all the pastimes of Krishna. At that time Vidurji comes and embraces him. And then start inquiring about how is my Arjuna? How is my Kunti Devi, who suffered so much in her life? And how is all Yaduvamshis? How is Dhritarashtra? How is Gandhari? So he is inquiring about everybody because he has not seen them since long. And Uddhavji did not speak single word. He was just putting his head down. And then lastly when Vidurji asks, how is my supreme person Krishna? And immediately Uddhavji got up and he recited this verse. Aho bakyam stanakalakutam jighamsaya yadyapi sadhvi leve gatim dhatre uchitam tatonyam. So Uddhavji says, who will not surrender to that supreme person? Just Putana, a demon wanting to kill Krishna, but because she disguised as a mother and came dramatically to kill Krishna, Krishna considered her to be his mother and sent her to his Golok Dhama and gave her a position of Dhatri. How compassionate is the Lord? Who is there? Is there any person in this world like that? Somebody who has come to kill him or her, and he is sending, okay, now you just slapping him and go and stay in my flat. Is there any person like that? But Krishna is like this. So who will not surrender to such person? And this is a very famous, popular verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Just by hearing this verse, Sukadeva Goswami became a great devotee of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna is very compassionate. Now, if somebody is in devotional service and he chants the glories of the Supreme Lord, how he can be relieved from all the bondage of the work, fruitive work. So this is one of the very good example in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there was Bhavananda Rai. You must have heard about the name of Bhavananda Rai. So Bhavananda Rai is a very close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was considered to be Pandu Raja in Krishna Leela. As King Pandu had 5 sons, Bhavananda Rai also had 5 sons. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to embrace Bhavananda Rai, and he used to tell, you are like my Pandu Maharaj, and all your sons are like Pandavas, 5 Pandavas. Ramananda Rai, Vaninath Rai, Gopinath Patnaik, these were all sons of Bhavananda Rai. And Ramananda Rai was very close and great devotee of Lord Krishna. He is none other than Lalita Saki. So Gopinath Patnaik was the brother of Bhavananda Rai. Gopinath Patnaik, in the Prataparudra's kingdom in Orissa, he was appointed as a tax collector in some of the villages. Some 3-4 villages were given to him, and he was to collect the taxes and then give it back to Prataparudra Raja, king. But Gopinath Patnaik was, a rasika. Sometimes he used to enjoy this money. And he has collected about few lakhs of rupees, and he had not given full money back to Prataparudra. Some money he was keeping with him, or he has spent it for various, for his own sense gratification. And the son of this the elder son of this Prataparudra Raja, he was idiosyncrasis, he was having some disease, and he was very cynic. And often he used to tilt his head like this. He was having that habit, tilt his head. And he came to know that Gopinath Patnaik has not given the taxes due to the king. And he asked Prataparudra, king, his father, that Gopinath has not given the due taxes. Can I recover all this money? In my own way. Prataparudra Raja said, okay, you are the king, you can, they are the devotees, but you can, recover the money. He just said, and he went from there. And this, the king, prince, went to Gopinath Patnaik. And he asked him, you have to give me lakhs of rupees. And I want it immediately. Gopinath Patnaik was humbly saying, my lord, I do not have all that money, but give me some time. King said, no, you have to give right now. Then what Gopinath Patnaik said is, I have about 12 horses. These are the excellent breed horses who is having very, they are very rare. and each horse will cost about something like 25,000 rupees. And you can just take this horse, recover your money, or you can keep it and I will give you back the money. Then king said, okay, I will send somebody to evaluate these price of these horses. Then he called one mantri and he told him, you don't valuate these horses more than 5,000 rupees. So he was already sent by the king, and that person came, all 12 horses will not be more than about 30 or 40,000 rupees. So Gopinath Patnaik has to still pay the money. And Gopinath Patnaik became very vile, became very angry. So how you can evaluate like this? These are the best bred horses. Then the king came personally. No, this, you cannot I cannot recover all this money from these horses. Then Gopinath Patnaik said, these horses are the best quality horses. And they don't tilt their neck like you. So he just, insulted him. And the prince became very angry. And he caught hold of Gopinath Patnaik and asked the ministers to hang him. It's the great karma bandhana. See, he told the ministers to hang him. In Calcutta, in Bengal that time, there used to be punishment for the abandoned, kaidis. They used to call it as a changa. Changa means the king, the thief or somebody whom the king has to punish. They used to tie them on the top, and on the bottom, at height, there were the very sharp swords put in. And the rope was cut and he was made to push through these sharp edges so that he will die. That was the punishment. And Gopinath Patnaik was hung like this. And any time the prince was going to order to cut that rope, you can imagine what Gopinath Patnaik would have done at that time. Now the prince did not stop there. And during that time, all the devotees, because these were all devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and very close associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the devotees went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and started begging, my Lord, your close associate, devotees, Ramanand Rai's brother, Gopinath Patnaik is hung on the changa. And any time he was going to be killed. So kindly help. Please relieve him from this karma bandhana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is all supreme person. He is situated as a Paramatma in everybody's heart. Although he knows everything. But Lord was pretending as if he doesn't know anything. And he said, Gopinath Patnaik has committed some sins, mistake, and king has an authority to punish him. Who am I to interfere there? I am a sannyasi. Do you want me to go and beg there? So the devotees started, crying. My Lord is not helping the devotee. And then again, during that time, what the prince did was, he did not stop there. He called all his brothers, Vaninath and other brothers also, and he also put them into cage because of Gopinath Patnaik. So everybody started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And now the devotees became, in much anxiety. They all went to again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, Vaninatram, Bhavanandra, everybody is put into prison. Kindly help. Then at that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu calls Sarvam Bhattacharya and he tells him, you see, all these devotees are troubling me. I don't want to stay here in Puri. I will go to Alarnath. Then Kashi Mishra, who was like Guru to Pratapruddha, king, the devotees went and requested Kashi Mishra ji, so please tell something to Pratapruddha. Pratapruddha king used to come to Kashi Mishra's house every day. And devotees told him that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not want to stay here. He wants to go to Alarnath because people are troubling him. I am a sannyasi and people are troubling me to save him, to save them. And do you want me to go to king and beg? So this is what Lord was pretending. Then Kashi Mishra called Prataprudra and he told him the whole story. Your son, elder son, prince, has put Gopinath on Changa. Anytime he is going to kill them. Gopinath has committed some mistake, but he has asked some time to give him. So kindly, why don't you please help him? Prataprudra Raja was not knowing anything about it. The son only asked, can I recover the money in my own way? King said, okay, all right. But now he didn't know that the prince has put these people, so much of severe punishment. Immediately, King Prataprudra went on the site. At that time, Gopinath Patnaik, who was in this situation, hung in this situation, he started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Just because he had no other option. Anytime he would be killed. And then he started meditating on the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The moment he started meditating on the lotus feet of Lord, immediately Prataprudra king came there and asked his son, my son, what you are doing? Bada Raja, what you are doing? Why you have put him on the Changa? So kindly, put them down. Please relieve him. And then because the Prataprudra came there and all the ministers just, took Gopinath Patnaik on the ground. And then the Prataprudra king felt very ashamed. I didn't know this. And immediately he told him, I didn't know about this. So whatever money you have to give to the kingdom, you please give in time. But because you are put into this situation, now I'll beg pardon. Now I think you are not able to pay the money because your salary is very less. So I will increase your salary by 3 times. Now onwards. And you were given only 5 villages. I will give the 11 villages as a tax collector. And then Prataprudra, he felicitated him with the with the silk cloth. And then with dignity, he sent him home. And he relieved all their brothers. Now, how this could happen? And then Gopinath Patnaik, with the tears in his eyes, he just went running to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's place. And he just fell on the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet and then started crying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew all this. But out of his mercy, he put the devotees in such a severe condition so that the devotees will surrender, with so deeply onto the lotus feet of the Lord. And then Gopinath Patnaik, what he says is very important. He prayed at the lotus feet of the Lord. The Lord asked him, when you were put on the Changa, what you were doing? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Gopinath Patnaik, when you were put on the Changa, what you were doing? So this is the prayers offered by Gopinath Patnaik in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's a very beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Changera wo pare tomar charana dhyan karino charana smarana prabhave ei phala paino. On the Changa I began meditating upon your lotus feet, O my Lord, and the power of that remembrance has yielded all these results. Just when I started remembering your lotus feet, I was immediately relieved out of all my karmas. And then he said, Kintu tomar smaranera nahiye mukhya phala phala bhashaye yate vishaya chanchala. Very nice. However, my Lord, these are not the principal results of meditating upon your lotus feet. Material opulence is very flickering. Therefore, it is simply a glimpse of the results of your mercy. This is just a little mercy of just meditating on your lotus feet. Then again he says, Rama Raye Vani Nathe Kaila Nirvishaya Sehi Kripa More Nahi Yate Aichehaya. My Lord, your real mercy has been granted to Ramanand Rai and Vaninath Rai. For you have detached them from all material opulence. I think that I have not been favored by. You only have relieved me from this punishment. But you have not given that taste which you have given my brothers. You have made them, you have relieved them from all asakti, all attachment, all desires. So that is your real mercy, my Lord. Relieving from the Changa is not the real mercy, it is just a glimpse. Then again he says, Shuddha kripa kara gosai gucha vishaya nirvinna hai numote vishaya nahaya. Oh my Lord, please bestow upon me your pure mercy so that I may also become renounced. I am no longer interested in material enjoyment. So this is exactly what today's verse is saying about. If one offers or if one surrenders to the Krishna's lotus feet, he comes into the devotion, the boat of knowledge automatically manifests in him and he will be relieved of all the karma bandhana. Although Gopinath Patnaik has committed a mistake, the king had a right to recover the money in whatever way he thinks was appropriate. But just because with the devotion, when he remembered the lotus feet, he was relieved from all the karma bandhana. So this is one example in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Similarly, in Srimad Bhagavatam, you have heard about Mata Diti, Aditi and Diti, were the wives of the Kashyap Muni. From Aditi Mata, all Adityas were born. Demigods were born from Aditi. And from the womb of Diti, Daityas are born. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha were killed by the Lord Vishnu, Supreme Person, just to please Indra. Lord killed these two demons, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, taking the side of Indra. So Diti Mata, naturally she is a mother. She became very aggrieved. Both of my sons were killed because of Indra. It's not because of Lord Vishnu. Because Lord Vishnu took the side of Indra. Indra is the culprit. So I want to kill Indra. Who is Indra? Indra is her own son. Sister's son. So I want to kill Indra. So Diti Mata plans how to have a child who can kill Indra? And this was her desire. And strong desire inside. I want to have a son who can kill Indra, to take the revenge. And then she started planning. Kashyap Rishi was her husband, a great ascetic, great sadhu. She knows the power of Kashyap Muni. And then she started planning that I will serve my husband and please him. I will please him. And then I will take a boon out of my service. And for several months, she started serving Kashyap Muni, offering all kinds of services. And Kashyap Muni, although a great scholar, he became completely controlled by the service of Diti Mata. And one day during evening, he was so pleased. Oh, my beautiful Rani Diti, you have served me so well that I am so pleased. And I want to give you a boon. So please ask whatever you have in your mind. And only later he realized that I have committed a mistake by giving this opportunity to my wife. So Diti Mata was looking for this. Then very nicely she said, my lord, I know you can give all those boons, but I had one wish. I want to have a son who can kill Indra. Kashyap Muni was shocked. Indra is his own son, Kashyap Muni's son, because Aditi Mata is also wife. And then he was shocked. He could not understand. Oh, how great is the Maya of the Lord. And how stupid I am. Although I knew this knowledge, I am supposed to be Pandit. But I just came under the control of this woman and gave her vachan, promise. Then immediately he recovered from his shock. And he said, I have to engage somehow Diti into the devotion. So he plans. All right, if you want to have a son like this, you have to do tapasya. Diti said, I am ready to do anything to kill Indra. And Kashyap Muni said, you have to perform one vrat, austerity. It is called Pumsavan Vrat. And you have to do it for 1 year. You have to get up early in the morning, 3:30, and you have to chant the names of the Lord, and then you have to perform yajna, and you have to offer food to Brahmana, at least 2 Brahmana every day. And then after serving the Brahmana, the cows and the dogs, then only you should take prasad. And then he gives the list of do's and don'ts. You should not sleep during the evening. Your hair should not be open. And without washing your hand and the mouth, you should not sleep. So all these do's and don'ts. And Indra came to know about the plan of Mata Diti. My mother wants to kill me. And Indra is also Yogeshwara. He knows all the yoga, Siddhi. So he disguised himself, Indra, as a servant. Servant who serves in the house. And he goes to Aditi Mata and he says, Mata, I know you are going to perform some yajna, because Indra was disguised, and I want to serve you. I will help you to bring water, to bring flour, and whatever you want in your service, I am going to help. Diti Mata said, okay, I will give you prasad. So Indra, every day he used to bring water, some flour, and some material, wood and all, and help Diti Mata. So Indra knows that she is going to kill me, but still he is doing the service. And Diti Mata does not know that Indra is in disguise. And this almost 4 or 5 months completed, Indra was searching for some faults in this yajna, so that I will foil this and I will make Diti Mata not to kill me. So one day Diti Mata was very tired because she has to get up early in the morning. So in the evening time, she took prasad and then she was leaning in the sofa like this, which she was not supposed to do in the evening. And because she was tired, she did not wash her hand and legs. She was tired and her mouth was open. At that time, Indra saw her. This is an opportunity. I can make her sacrifice futile by using this opportunity. So Indra, being a very Siddha Purush, so he went inside her mouth. He became very small and went inside her mouth along with the Vajra. He was having Vajra Ayudh. So at that time, 6 to 7 months, Diti Mata was pregnant. And she was having a baby in her womb. Indra knew that this is the baby who is going to kill me. Okay. And with his Vajrayuda, thunderbolt, he hit once on that womb. Just imagine the power of devotion. The same Vajra Ayuda, thunderbolt, was given by, as per the instruction of the Lord, it was made to kill the Vritrasura, who was like a great demonic body, like a mountain. And with the help of this sword, Indra had killed him. But today, in the mother Diti Mata's womb, when Indra hits that womb once, and it has got these 7 spokes. So just by hitting that embryo in her womb, it got divided into 7 pieces. And there 7 small boys were born inside. And they were very powerful. Very, effulgent, inside. And they started crying, "My brother, why you are, wanting to kill us? We all are your brother, Indra." Then Indra got frightened. If you are crying like this, mother will get up. So please shut up your mouth. So he hit again on each of those boys one time. So each boy again divided into 7. So 7 into 7, 49. 49 boys inside the womb. And they are praying, "We are your friend, we are your brothers. Why you are wanting to kill us? We are not going to do any harm to you." Then Indra, out of compassion, he realized that I am unnecessarily killing them. They are not going to do any harm. And he felt ashamed. Then Indra came out with all those 49 of his brothers. These were called as Marutgan. Marutgan. Their name is Marutgan. So very effulgent, the boys standing beside Indra, and that time mother Diti got up. Her eyes opened and she saw that Indra is standing with the folded hand in front of her. Diti Mata was surprised to see him and said, "Indra, how come you are here? And who are all these boys so effulgent? In fact, I wanted to kill you. I had a plan. Because you killed my both of the son, I had a plan to kill you, Indra. That's why I was performing this yajna. But how did you come to know how you are here?" So Diti Mata, did not hide her intention seeing Indra. She openly told. And Indra also very humbly, "My mother, I am very selfish. Please pardon me. I came to know that you are going to kill me. In order to foil your sacrifice, I disguised like a servant and I was serving you. And I saw that you had a fault. That during the evening time you were sleeping without washing your hand. I took this opportunity, went inside your stomach and I hit your womb So these 7 boys came, and then from 7 to 749, and these were your sons. So I am very stupid and I am very cruel person. Please, whatever punishment you want to give me, I am ready to accept this. Indra humbly, in front of mother is begging. Diti Mata, what we would have done in her place? What we would have done in her place? Because she did the austerity almost about close to 6 or 7 months, because she went into that devotion of Lord Krishna, her mind got transformed. She became a sadhu. And she just started smiling. Okay, all right, Indra, you take this, your brothers to your heaven. And Indra took all of them to Swarga and then made them the Marutgan, the controller of the air in the Swarga. Now, the essence behind this story is, one who performed the devotion of the Supreme Lord is not bound by any karmic reaction. He will be relieved from all the reactions of karma. Diti Mata, because she performed the austerity, devotion, her mind got transformed. She wanted to kill. If she would have killed Indra, she was bound into the karmic reaction. And if Indra also had, if he had killed all these boys, again Indra would have committed a big offense and bound into karmic reaction. But because Diti Mata performed devotion, she was relieved of all the karmic reaction. Her mind and the heart got transformed. And also because Indra served the Vaishnava during this 6 or 7 months, although with an intention, but because he also indirectly helped somebody to carry out their devotion, Indra also got transformed. So this is the essence of today's verse. What this verse is saying is, okay. So this is the essence of the today's verse. Yoga-sannyasta-karmāṇaṁ jñāna-sañchinna-saṁśayam ātma-vantam karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. One who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of action, whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus he is not bound by reaction of the work, O conqueror of the riches. So in Bhagavatam and in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are many examples like this, how by the dint of devotion, one would be relieved of all the karma and his heart gets transformed into sadhu. So here Lord addresses Arjuna as dhanam-jaya, because once during the Rajshriya Yajna, when Yudhishthira Maharaj had to carry out the Rajshriya Yajna, he wanted a lot of money, but they didn't have a lot of money. So Yudhishthira Maharaj tells Arjuna, you please go and get some gold. Now one time in the past, Yudhishthira Maharaj had called many sadhus and rishis and served them sumptuously food in golden plate. And all these rishis, sadhus, after eating the prasadam, they have thrown the golden plate and that has become a mountain. And Arjuna went there, dig everything and took all those plates, the gold, and recovered the money out of it. So that's why Arjuna is called as dhanam-jaya. So Arjuna, Lord addresses Arjuna as dhanam-jaya. This is a very nice story and very nice verse. How by devotion one will be relieved from all the karmic reaction. So that's why Krishna advises Arjuna, go for this devotion service. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, सब भक्तों की।
जय।